Hey everyone, my name is Chad Carson with the Friends of the Green Crescent Trail, and I'd like to give you a little tour of a potential path for phase 1 of the Green Crescent Trail in Clemson. A lot of people have asked, where is it? What's it going to look like? I'm right here at the intersection of Frontage Road and Berkeley Drive. You can see in the background, there's Berkeley Drive, and going that direction is the pedestrian bridge in the background, if I can point to that. Pedestrian bridge, which you might be familiar with, that goes to Clemson Elementary. And the idea is that to start right at this intersection, and then you can see there's already some room on the side of the road here that would then be turned into basically a bigger sidewalk with curbs that would take you all the way to Clemson Park. So I'll show you that next step in the next part. All right, so I'm here on Frontage Road. You can see in the background there is Berkeley Drive, where we came from before. And this is the point where the path would come off of Frontage Road and go on to Clemson Park Road, probably on this side actually. So I'll take a walk down there and show you what that would look like. All right, I'm walking along Clemson Park Road down the hill to the park. And as you can see on the right side here is the one idea is to have the path be there. And there's a couple of options they're exploring. One is to maybe just widen the road. There'll obviously be some grading here and some drainage work that would have to be done. But if you widen the road and have a protective bollard system or something, so that you're basically on the same asphalt, but then you have a path to walk. Another idea is to have a separate sidewalk, so a completely separate path along the side there. So those are two different options on the path into Clemson Park, along Clemson Park Road. So we're here down at the bottom of Clemson Park Road. You can see Clemson Park in the background. The Methodist Church is here to the right. And the idea is that as the path comes down the hill, it'll cross here somewhere and then continue on into the park. I'm here inside of Clemson Park. You can see down below there are the community gardens. A lot of people actively have gardens going. There's the Methodist Church on the right. And this is all Methodist Church property, these fields here. And then down below used to be tennis courts. This is Clemson Park. Not a lot going right now. There's the old shelter and picnic shelter. And our hope is that, as the route comes here off of Clemson Park Road, that you have a kind of wider path here. And then eventually you'll also have a loop, smaller loop, that you can come and walk your dog, do your exercise here within Clemson Park, and then you'll be able to continue down to the woods, which I'll show you next, with a bigger path to kind of continue on through the park. All right, I'm down in the woods, and this is actually a sewer easement on the edge of the Methodist Church property. So you see a lot of old trees, but the path is already cleared. One of the benefits of putting it in this kind of location is that most of the grading is done. You've got a flat spot here, but at some point this will connect kind of over that in that way to where kind of below the community gardens at some point, and then you can have a really nice walk or bike along this space in the trees and the woods right here in Clemson. And then at some point we'll have to cross a small creek, and that's the question is that some of the engineers are looking at to try to help us do. How do you cross? What's the cost to cross? Do you try to cross here where it's in the woods already and go up? There's a East Clemson Baptist Church has a property that they would obviously have to agree to work with the community on to give a path or an easement there. Or do you go all the way to Frontage Road this direction and just come up on the sidewalk on Frontage Road? So some of the current questions being looked at by engineers to try to give the public some numbers, some ideas, but it could be a really amazing space here with wildlife, old trees, kind of a little nature haven right here in Clemson, near Clemson Park, that will connect you over to Ripple View, which I'll show you next. I wanted to show you this stretch. We're right here on Frontage Road. The Methodist Church is right there. There's the entrance. This is one potential route. That's one of the things the engineers are helping us look at. Do you come out of the sewer easement and just come up here to Frontage Road? And this is not an ideal path. So it would be a lot of expense to try to make this safe for all users. For example, you have cars coming pretty fast and no protection right there. So think about an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old trying to ride on that. And then you also have a lot of drainage spaces or ditches and that's not safe either. So you have space on the side of the road, but that's one potential consideration if it's prohibitive to cross the creek area that I showed you just a minute ago. So I'm over by East Clemson Baptist Church. You can see there's frontage road, there's the Baptist Church. And one potential route is to come up that hill, the creek that I showed you where there was a potential bridge crossing, creek crossing. You'd come right up here. They would obviously, the congregation would have to agree to that and make it be something they would want to work with. But if it did, the route would come up here and then terminate on Ripple View Road. And I'll walk with you on Ripple View a little bit. And so as Ripple View goes down into the neighborhood towards Gateway Park and other things there, you would basically have an on-street path, so it's a very low volume road. And so you could have painted lines, not changing the road at all, but having painted lines to show protection for walkers, bikers, to get all the way over to Gateway Park. So that is a brief tour. Hope that's been helpful for you. If you have suggestions, questions, ideas, this is a community-driven effort. This is a plan that's being worked on, and we'd love your feedback. I was also going to say as I close here, if you're interested in the Green Crescent Trail concept, you want to learn more, be sure to go. I'm going to put a link to the greencrescenttrail.org in the description below. And we'd love for you to get involved, to donate, to help to keep this effort going. It's a volunteer, nonprofit effort for the most part, and we'd love you to get involved, ask questions, to look at maps of the project, all at greencrescenttrail.org. Thanks for your time.